कि स्टार्ट करूं? दो तीन मिनट के बाद, ठीक है। Good afternoon, everyone present over here. Now it's time to start this technical session 2. It is conducted in online mode. The keynote speaker is present over here. I welcome Dr. Buddha Singh, Associate Professor, Department of Education, Guru Ghazidas Vishwavidyalaya, Bilaspur. To give the brief introduction of Sir, I request Professor Abhinav Agrawal, Sir. Over to you, sir. Over to you, Abhinav, sir.
So, good afternoon. So, we are going to start session. We have just. Actually, you are not properly audible. Your voice is breaking. So, just a minute.
Today we have with us the eminent personality, Dr. Bose. He is associated professor in the Department of Education, Guru Nasidas Viswavidyalaya, Bilaspur, Central University. He is MA in English, Trade Sociology, MPhil in English, MA and PhD in Education. He is having 17 years of teaching experience at UG and PG level. His specialization is education, psychology, inclusive education, and animal education. He has published 35 research articles in national and international journals. He has attended more than 100 national and international seminars, conferences, and shared about 150 sessions in seminar, conferences, RC, FIP, DB, and other academic institutions. He has been member of various committees such as Board of Studies, School Board, Department, Research Committee, etc. He has coordinated 2 refresher courses and organized more than dozens of seminars, conferences, workshops. He is member of All India Association for Educational Research, Indian Association of Teacher Educators, and Indian Association of Language Education. We have this tremendous personality with us. Sir, we are very honored to have you with us. So I would like to request you, sir, to please start the session and let us with your speech. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Abhinav. Actually, I am working here only 3 participants, including me.
Sir, actually, all the participants are often available. Only we, sir, because sir joined us so that they can give you.
Okay, so am I able to, can I see the participants? Is there a camera in the?
Sure, sir, I am showing you, sir. Just a minute. I'm just turning on my camera. I will show you.
Okay. Okay, actually, I was observing that the conference is online, so the participants may be joining online. That's why I asked you to show the participants. Now, because otherwise, it is very difficult to interact with the participants because actually this conference is now in online mode or you can say it is the conference is in hybrid mode actually. Yeah? Only the 3 participants are joining online and others are on offline mode. Actually, the topic of the conference is a global perspective on emerging research policies. Yeah? So yesterday I talked to Divya Madam and she assigned me a topic that I will be talking on the publication ethics, research ethics and research integrity. That is the topic which is assigned to me. Am I properly audible to all the participants?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Because sometimes it happens that the speaker is speaking and others are not being able to listen. All the FIP faculty action program, all the refresher courses and short-term programs being run by UGC and other institutions. All are being organized through online mode, and all the times it happens that participants are not taking interest in listening. As I see the participants are online, however, I'm not sure about the numbers that how many participants are there in the conference. But still, the topic that we are going to discuss is very important, particularly for the academia and particularly for the persons, researchers who are involved in any kind of research activity, whether it is field activity, whether it is related to publication. We will be discussing that what are the publication ethics, and though it is very difficult to discuss all the publication issue on this platform and only in one lecture, but still I will try to discuss few important things with the participants. So first, let me share my slide. Please let me know if my slides are visible to all participants, please.
No, sir. Yes, sir, it is visible. We can see.
Okay. Okay. So the topic that we are going to discuss is publication ethics. And before moving forward, it is very important that first we should try to understand what publication ethics. Actually, there are two things. The first is research ethics, and second is publication ethics. And I am going to talk on publication ethics. And I think it is very important to understand before talking about the publication ethics that what are research ethics. Research ethics means ethics are basically kind of it is a kind of moral science. It is about taking a decision about right or wrong, and research ethics involve all the activity that we are doing to conduct research. For example, making a research proposal, applying for the grant, and conducting surveys, doing field visits, interacting with the subjects. So all these activities should be very, very clear to the participants as well as to the researchers, because there should be no, hidden agenda, or there should be no, secrecy when we are conducting research. And particularly if you are, doing field visits and meeting the subjects, that your subject must know that for what purpose you are doing research and what are your objectives. And it should be the interest of the subject, whether they are interested to, take participation in the research activity or not. You cannot force them to participate in the research activity. So research ethics are very important. And publication ethics are particularly related to publishing your research work in the form of article, in the form of any research paper. So we are here only talking about the publication ethics. And what the publication is means that when you conduct a research, it is very important that it should reach to every person who is interested in your research, who is doing research, or who is the beneficiary. Okay, so publication in research is basically to disseminate the information or disseminate the research findings among the academia, among the people working in the field of research. It could be in the form of research paper, article, and ethics are basically the norms or conduct that are distinguish between what's acceptable and what is unacceptable. For example, you are publishing your research and you are trying to copy the previous results in your research without any citation, without giving weightage to the original author, then it is unacceptable behavior. And it also includes the principles and standards and practices that underlie educators' personal responsibility and conduct. It means that all the research activity, particularly in addition to the publication, when you are going for the publication, you should follow some standards. You should follow some principles. For example, as we discussed, that we should not copy the results or imitate the results of other people. We should not directly publish the results of other researchers into our own research without citation or without proper acknowledgement. So at the same time, it is very important that our research should be published in valid research journal, and we should not publish our research in predatory journals, the journals that are fake. And at the same time, we should publish our research according to the norms and standards. For example, if there is a pattern that first we will draft the introduction part, then we will draft the research portion, justification of the research. Then we will state the hypothesis if there are hypotheses in the research, and then we will test the hypothesis and discuss the results. So this is a procedure. This is we can say an order to write. But when you are not following this standard, then your research article or your paper will not be published or will not be accepted in a reputed journal. So at the same time, there are certain other practices that, for example, you are writing a research paper and you are giving weightage to your friend. For example, you want to include him or her as a co-author, and he or she is not contributing anything in the research article. That is also unacceptable behavior. That is not a professional, we can say, practice in terms of publication ethics. So there are many things that we are going to discuss in the coming slides, that what are actually publication ethics and how we should deal with publication ethics. Okay. Before talking about the publication ethics, it is very important that how these publication ethics affect we people. In this slide, it is again the meaning of publication ethics, but we are moving to the next slide that is talking about why we need publication ethics. Because in this presentation, there are a number of slides, and we cannot complete that all the slides in the prescribed time. So that is the reason that I will have to remove few slides. See why we should follow publication ethics. Dear participants, when we are publishing a paper, when we are writing an article, or whether we are conducting any research, or whatever we do in the form of research, our main purpose is that findings should be disseminated among the people who are related to our research. For example, if anyone is doing research in the field of education, then these are our interest is that all the all the researchers working in the field of educational research should come to know about his or her research. So that is the reason that when we disseminate our research findings and we try to publish our research findings, it becomes we can say a document. So it should not be done in hurry. We should not try to complete our research or our publication work in just to take some credit, just to take a promotion, just to get the job only. Many times it happens that we try to publish article very soon. For example, your promotion is due and you need to publish a research article, research paper, and you do, and many times we pay money to the general editors that please publish our research work soon, so that we can get the benefit. But see, if you are doing any research, you should try to complete. You should try to go through the proper procedure. It should be done rigorously. Otherwise, what will happen that in a hurry, when we try to complete the research, there will be some flaw some weaknesses in our publication work. So first we go for the publication. It should be understood that it is going to be a permanent record, and now it will be permanently somewhere, whether in the form of hard copy or whether on online platform. So we should not do that in a hurry. And the research assignment, when we are doing research, we spend a lot of time, lot of money, and many times we go through some mental programs like stress as well when we are doing research. It is very difficult to collect the data and go through the procedure of data analysis. When we publish any research work, and after some time, we find that our paper has been retracted, I think means that the paper has been removed from the journal site. So that is more, harding for any researcher. And at the same time, when any journal retract your paper, indicating that your paper is, your results are not good, your results are being stolen, or there is presence issue in your research work, that defame our reputation as well. So we should try to understand that the research is a very serious activity, and we have spent a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of efforts conducting research. So we should not publish any research or research work that is very harmful for our reputation or innovation. Following ethical practices while conducting the research work enhance the objectivity and validity of the research. This is very important that when we are publishing research, we cite the other publisher, other researchers, their works. So when we will publish our research work, other people will also cite our paper, our research work. So it is very important that we should not complete the research work in time, and we should follow the ethical practices in conducting the research. Because for example, one of my paper is retracted from the journal website. What will happen that from that onward, people will not cite my research work. They will talk that this researcher is not doing good research. He is not following the publication ethics. He is publishing the research work of other people. So it will break the and validity of research work as well. And most of the researches are being conducted by taking the grants and fellowships from agency. For example, we are taking grant from UGC, we are taking grant from ICSSR, we are taking grant from ICPR, we are taking grant from any other organization like DST. So it means we are taking grant from any agency, and that is the money of public. So research work that we are conducting should be conducted fairly, and it should be published ethically, following the correct and we can say transparent procedure. Because research should contribute something to the development, something to the academy, or something to the knowledge. So it is very important that the money that we are spending on conducting research is the money of the country, money of the people of the country. So it should not be wasted on publishing false, or we can say fake results So this is also very important that we should follow the communication ethics. Next, it is also very important that see, for example, you are driving a vehicle, driving a car, and you are on a highway, and number of vehicles are there on the highway, and numbers of drivers are driving their vehicles. So it means that, for example, you are a good driver, but it doesn't mean that you are a good driver only in that case you are safe on the highway. If the other drivers are also good and they are also following the traffic rules, only then you can be safe. Only you can drive safely and reach your destination safely. Otherwise, what will happen? That anybody can hit you, and you can get hurt. But here also in the research field, it is the joint responsibility of all people. If I am following communication ethics, I am doing good researches, so the other people are showing faith on me, I am showing faith on other people, other researchers. So only in that case we can produce good research. And only other people are doing good research, I think that no matter if I'm doing good research or not. So that is not the way to conduct researches. So misconducting research and communication is a permanent concern for researchers because it compromises trustworthiness and particularly research integrity, academic integrity, and accountability in research. So, for example, if there is there is a research in medical science, and for example, some medicine is being prepared. So, if they are not properly testing the medicine, they are not properly taking the trials before launching or that medicine. So that can affect a number of people. So this is the result of the research. That when we are conducting research, when we are publishing that result, we should rigorously follow the publication and research ethics so that we can develop that trust and particularly in research integrity, academic integrity among the researchers. So there are different concerns regarding the communication ethics. The first one is research integrity. It is research integrity, we can understand that the trustworthiness among the researchers, the faith among the researchers. As we took the example that we are driving on the highway, so it doesn't mean that we are good drivers only that we can engage on safety. We will have to we drive and lead safely. We are being able to drive because we have faith on other drivers as well. We feel that they are not going to hit our vehicle unless or until there is a mistake or so. That is the research integrity. It includes that we should be adherent to the research principles, the research ethics, the professional standards that are being prescribed by an agency. For example, we have UGC to define that what research practices we should follow. Here is one definition that we need to. Research integrity is basically honesty and fairness in proposing, performing, and reporting research. That we should be very honest and fair when we are proposing a research, when we are conducting a research, and particularly when we are reporting research. For example, we are publishing our research. Accuracy and fairness. We should not fabricate the results. We should not make the information when we are writing the results. We should put the results that are actually found in our research. No matter the results are, as per your objectives, as per your expectation or not. whatever the results are, you should accurately write the results. Otherwise, you should not make the information by yourself. Result कुछ और आए और आपने कुछ और कह दिया कि ये result आया है. That should not be. So proficiency and fairness in peer review. At the same time, when you are because being a researcher, you will also be selected as a reviewer of the paper. So when you are reviewing the paper, you are doing the reviewer, you should be very fair, you should be very unbiased. ऐसा नहीं है कि there is a researcher and he is known to you and there is just his or her research work is not good and you are giving your good points that paper is okay and we can go for the publication. No, you should be very fair. You should be very whether research work is acceptable, whether that is good for publication or not. You should be very straightforward and you should be very fair enough. And at the same time, you should be very proficient as well. You should try to know that how the paper should be reviewed. If you are not good in reviewing, and no doubt we all are learners, you should take the help of some expert who is already working in the field of in that field. So you can take the help from your senior that how we should review the paper, and for that as well you should go through many papers. You should continuously read and make yourself proficient. The scientific interaction, communication, and sharing of resources. Yeah, see, you should not. You should believe that sharing is very good. It doesn't mean that you have something, you have done something, and some other researcher want to take your data, want to study your data, and want to compare your data with his or her data. You should not hesitate to share your research findings with the other people. You should not hesitate to communicate with the other people. You should not hide your scientific inventions. You should share with the academia so that other people may also take the benefit. Disclosure of conflict of interest. Conflict of interest is very important as well, and you should disclose. For example, conflict of interest means that any conflict, any interest that is causing a conflict in your research work. For example, you are publishing, you want to publish a research paper, and your promotion is due, and anyhow you want to get that publication. So there are different various weaknesses in your research paper, and in that case as well, you want to get that published. So that is your conflict of interest, and you should disclose when you are publishing any paper that is there any conflict of interest in the publication or not. Protection of human subject. When you are conducting research, you should keep in mind that you should protect the human subject. Particularly, this is very important for the people who are working in the who are involved in the field study, and particularly in the scientific researches, where there may be some harm to the subject or the human. For example, you are taking the trials of some medicine on human subjects. So, so without previous trials, without we can say that confirmation that the medicine is okay for the human being, you should not try and you should not put the life of human being into risk. So that is also very important. And it is also very important that when you are involving the subject into the research, you should take the proper consent from them. Even if you are taking data, or you are taking the view, you are doing a study, you should not force them to take participation. Most of the time it happens, and particularly in the case of social sciences, it is very important to understand that India is a country where people are not ready for social sciences researches. Here I mean to say that when you are going for researches on any social science topic, for example, you want to conduct any research on the variable of gender biasness. So people will not, they're not ready to share their original view. They are not ready to share their view. They are not ready to spare the time. They don't understand that social sciences researches are important. So it happens all the time that when you go for researches and you ask the subject to fill the questionnaire or fill the we can say survey, then they just give their initial details and ask the researcher to complete the rest of the things. So that is very important that first we should clear the objectives to the subjects, to the people who are the participants for the central of our study, the publisher of our study. Then we should request them to properly fill the survey details. Only then we can get the accurate or we can say proper results. Then we should, then when we are doing researches on some animals, then we should also take care of them as well. And hence to mutual responsibility of mentors and trainees, that is also very important. Now, there are few publication ethics related issues. The first thing is authorship. Authorship simply means that any person, an author is the person who contributes to the research work. And there is one association, International Committee on Medical Journals and Editors. This committee defines that an author may be the person who significantly contributes to studies, conception and design, data acquisition, analysis and interpretation. An author may be a person who draft or revise the article or give some intellectual, contribution. Even a person may be author who give the final approval to the manuscript. For example, a research supervisor, researcher is writing an article and he submits the article to the supervisor. That's this is my article. Can you give some inputs? Can you check my research work? And if the supervisor is preparing the final draft, he is revising the whole journal, he will be the author, the authorship credit will be given to him or her. Then the next is that agreement should be there. For example, there are 4 to 5 members who are ready to contribute to an research work and they are preparing some research work, research paper, then that is also very important. There may be different types of author. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Okay. There may be different type of authors. First author, co-author, and corresponding author. First author is the person who contribute most to the research article. The first author gives the maximum contribution. Second author is who contributes significantly, but his contribution is less than the first author. And the co-author may be 1, 2, 3. more number of people can be in the list of co-authors. And corresponding author is the person who communicate the research work, communicate the research article, research paper, communicate the manuscript for the submission, and when the peer review is completed and the suggestion is given to edit the article, then the communication, the corresponding author do all the activities, he do the correction with the help of other authors. So we do all the communication with the editor actually. So there are three types of author. But what are unethical practices? So these are the practices that should be avoided, completely avoided. Guest authorship, gift authorship, and ghost authorship. Guest authorship is basically it means that when we write a paper and we want to increase the status of our publication, perceived status of our publication. We want to get some more citation. So what we will do, we will go to a researcher who is already in that field and who is having very good citation, very good reputation among the academia, and we will add his or her name, and we will ask him that, sir, we want to write your name in the paper and we want to publish. Or here the purpose is that the publication chances will be improved and the paper will be accepted immediately and the paper will be published immediately. That is the reason that we add the name of other people. Actually, he or she has not contributed anything. Okay. And next is gift authorship. Gift authorship is very much equal to guest authorship, but here our purpose is not to take some, benefit in terms of class publication or in terms of sales of the publication. Here our purpose is we want to take some favor from other people. For example, we want to take favor from our HOD, our supervisor, our other researcher, then we add his or her name. We want to take reward from his or her. For example, there is a vice chancellor wrote to you, and you know that in the coming time the commission will come into that university and you publish 4 to 5 paper. And add a drop that vice chancellor. And when you go there in the interview board, you think that I will get some benefit, I will get some favor. So that is called gift authorship. And then the last one is ghost authorship. Ghost authorship is actually about the paid authorship. For example, I want to publish my paper but I don't have time, so I will give some money to any other writer or any publication house, and I will ask them to publish a paper on my name. Okay, so that is called the ghost authorship. My name will be visible in the paper, but actually who is the author who wrote that paper, his or her name is not in that paper. So that is called ghost authorship. So these are the unethical practices. There are some other scientific misconducts, or we can say unethical practices like falsification, fabrication, and plagiarism. The plagiarism, you all know that it means that academic theft. That actually we copy the result of other people and we do not acknowledge their name. So according to the dictionary that the name of that has been mentioned, it is meant to steal or pass of the ideas or words of another author as your own. For example, I took some words, took some phrases, took some findings from the other author, and I published them as my own.
Okay, and I do not give credit or do not give citation to that author as well. And you use the results of other people with proper citation. That is ethical. But without citation, you cannot use the ideas or words or the results of other people. So in the field of academics, it is a common practice that we cite the results of other people. We write what we say our research paper in the help of other people. है ना? वो एक आवाज हिंदी में कि सिर्फ अंदाजे लेना का फर्क है, वरना कोई बात नहीं जो कभी किसी ने कही है ना? For example, whatever we are speaking, whatever we speak, whatever word we are taught, already spoken many a time. But in the academics, when we are writing the findings of other people, when we are writing the results of other researchers, we will have to acknowledge them, we will have to give due credit to those writers by citing their research work. Okay, so plagiarism is nothing but actually stealing the research work of other and telling that research work as your own. Okay, and lying about it. हमने किसी और का काम चोरी किया और कहा कि ये मेरा है. That is plagiarism. And there are different kind of penalties when you are doing plagiarism. That you can go through. UGC has prescribed these penalties over the plagiarism. Okay. Next is fabrication. Fabrication is another scientific misconduct. It means that actually you have not done any research. You have not conducted any lab work. You have not conducted any field survey. But you show or you write that these are the findings of your research. Okay, and this is the finding of your survey. Okay, actually survey was not conducted, but what you do, you actually take the examples from the previous researches, you study the results of the previous researches, and on the basis of those researches, you show that I have found the same results without conducting any lab work, without conducting any survey. That is called the fabrication. Fabrication basically means the making of information. And second one is falsification. Falsification means that when you conduct survey, when you do research, okay, when you go through a process, but actually you did not find the result that you were expecting. Okay, in that case, you change the results. You make new results. You lie about your results, lie about your information. You twist the information. That is falsification. These are the misconducts. Okay, this is conflict of interest, and we have already talked about the conflict of research. That when research can it arises when the researcher tries personal gain while acting it at official capacity. Actually, basically, it means that you want to take some benefits, and actually you show that I am not taking any benefit. So this is actually the conflict of interest. There is another scientific misconduct that is called salami slicing. It means that you have conducted any research and that should be published in a single piece, but actually you publish that research in many parts. For example, you have 5 findings and you publish 5 findings in separate 5 research papers. However, that should be published in one single research paper. So that is called Slavic slicing, actually you want to increase the number of your publication, and for that you publish your one research into different parts. There are other some we can say scientific misconduct, or we can say issues related to publication and simultaneous submitting same manuscript in different language to one or more than one journal at the same time. एक हिंदी में छपवा दिया, वही पेपर को translate करके इंग्लिश में छपवा दिया है. And next is duplicate, redundant publication. Duplicate publication is a form of redundant publication where the same article is published more than once without acknowledging the first publication. You publish one research article again and again. Many times it happens that you publishing one result again and again, and you are publishing one part of that article again and again, and that is called duplicate publication. Selective reporting is also an unethical practice. It means that you inaccurately report your findings. You either publish fully inaccurate findings, or you lie about the part of the research. Some part of the research is not reported. तो आप क्या करते हैं कि you think that this part is very important for my finding, this part is very beneficial, so you publish that part, and the rest of the part you hide. So this is also, and next is predatory journal. Predatory journals are those journals who are not good journals. They publish the journals, publish the paper without peer review process. They charge huge money, and they do not follow the academic standards, particularly the publication ethics. And they publish the manuscript without any kind of peer review process, without auditing. और आपको पहचानने का तरीका ये है कि you can identify these journals because they communicate you again and again. They keep on sending you emails that our journal is very good. Our journals, is super indexed, and our journal is publishing without any fees. And when you communicate your paper, they start asking you to pay money for the publication. So there are different kind of journals, and particularly you should try to stop publishing in predatory journals. And there are different journals, different good journals that you should go for publication. Particularly indexed journals are there. There are number of database like Web of Science, Scopus, PubMed, UGC KLH. So you should try to go for these journals, and there are different kind of organizations that are working for research and publication ethics. COPE is very important, Committee on Publication Ethics, WAIN, ICMG, CSE, UGC, these are some agencies that are working for the publication ethics. So last slide is what are the benefits of the publication ethics, because we have already talked on this topic that why we need publication ethics, so I don't think that this is this topic is need to be discussed again, but still we can say that when we are conducting any research, we should follow publication ethics. We should keep in mind the interests of the subjects. We should properly follow the research ethics. We should plan our research rigorously, and because particularly when you are taking some grants, when you are doing research on the basis of some public grant, then you should do your research carefully, and you should follow all the publication ethics. You should, numbers are also important. That for particular work, particular position, particular job or promotion, you need to have some good level of communication. But more important is that your research should be good and you should try to publish quality research papers, and for that you can go for collaboration with other researchers who are doing research in the same field and you are doing. So by doing this, you can publish or you can increase your publications. This is all from my side. If there is any query or any question from the side of the audience, you can go. You can ask me. There is one more topic, research ethics, that is also very important. If I would be aware, it would be better that I should talk on that topic first, then I should go for this. But actually, I have already selected this topic, politician ethics. So this is and from my side, Amir sir. Now the session is over.
Thank you, sir. Let us ask if you don't have any question, we can ask. Some participants are here in one week. So if any participants have any queries or questions, they can ask. Sir. Yes, I think there is no question from participant side. But I have also, I just wanted to ask you one thing, I also a research scholar, assistant professor. I have a doubt that we should go for open access publication or not, sir.
Definitely we should go. Actually, it is very tough to publish in open access journals because the open access journals are mostly they are provide free publication facilities. Not all, but most of the journals. So you should definitely, because if the journal is open access, it increases the chances of your more citation. Yeah.
So, thank you very much, sir. We are very including
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Ji.
Ji. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, this is मैं यहाँ पे रविंद्र पटेल से बात कर रहा हूँ. रविंद्र से. Sir, peer review open access journals को कोई भी कर सकता है. और ये आपके कोई भी जर्नल पब्लिश कोई भी आर्टिकल पब्लिश हो सकता है. इनके बारे में हम उसको क्या पब्लिकेशन के एथिक्स के ला नहीं सकते. इसको कोई peer review open access journal कोई भी मैं एक दो लोगों को जानता हूँ, वो अपने आप से वो बना लिया और लोगों को बोल रहे पेपर दे दो मैं पब्लिश करा दूँ. तो ये तो पब्लिकेशन एथिक्स से बाहर जा रहा है.
Yeah, that is the reason that we are talking about the publication ethics. These practices are being happen. है ना? अगर ये practices नहीं होनी होती तो publication ethics की बात नहीं करते. और आपको पता है कि यूजीसी ने ये ट्राई भी किया था 2018 में और केयर डिस्ट्रिक्ट जनरल उन्होंने निकाले भी और उन्होंने कहा कि केयर डिस्ट्रिक्ट जनरल, लेकिन फिर अगेन यूजीसी ने उसको विथड्रॉ कर लिया. अब कोई ना कोई और केयर लिस्ट विड्रॉ करने का ये कारण ये बना कि जितने केयर लिस्ट जनरल किए उन्होंने फिर स्कैम चला दिया. उन्होंने भी यही ज्यादातर केयर लिस्ट जनरल ऐसे बन गए कि उन्होंने कहा कि ठीक है ये पहचानते हैं, ये मेरी जानकार है, ये मेरी पहचान का, ये मेरे रिश्तेदार है. और ये जो प्रैक्टिसेस है इन्हीं की वजह से यूजीसी को फिर डिसीजन वापस लेना पड़ा. ऐसी चीजें हो जाती है. ये जो पब्लिकेशन एथिक्स है या जब हम एथिक्स की बात करते हैं, साइंस ऑफ मोरालिटी की बात करते हैं, दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द फिलॉसफी, तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम किसी के दबाव में आके हमें गुड कंडक्ट कर रहे हैं. उसका मतलब ये है कि हम इस चीज को एक्सेप्ट करें, स्वीकारें, खुद ही अपने अंदर लेके आए कि मुझे गलत काम नहीं करना है. जैसे लॉ है, ऑर्डर है, पुलिस है, कानून है, आर्मी है, मिलिट्री है, दुनिया भर में युवा लोग हैं, जंग लगी हुई है, लड़ाई झगड़े मची है, मर्डर हो रहे हैं, क्राइम हो रहे हैं, तो इसका कारण क्या है? ये ह्यूमन बीइंग खुद से नहीं समझ रही है कि भाई शांति ज्यादा जरूरी है, हमें प्रेम से रहना चाहिए, मिलजुल के रहना चाहिए, किसी को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाना चाहिए, अपने रहने के लिए किसी का दूसरे का नुकसान नहीं करना चाहिए। तो ये जो जितने जर्नल्स हैं, ये जो है, ये सारे जर्नल को वैसे भी ये सारे जर्नल अपने आप में ओपन एक्सेस हो जाते हैं, लेकिन इन ओपन एक्सेस की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, मैं बात कर रहा हूँ जो ओपन एक्सेस है, ओपन एक्सेस है लेकिन इंडेक्सेड है, वेब ऑफ साइंस इंडेक्सेड है ना? या जिसको मान लीजिए और जितने भी डेटाबेस है सुपर इंडेक्सेड है। ये आप जो इंडिया में डेली ये गली मोहल्ले पे जर्नल लोग बैठे हैं, ये सोशल साइंस में पर्टिकुलरली आप जो एकेडमिक्स में हम लोग हैं, हम लोगों की मजबूरी है कि गवर्नमेंट ने रूल भी कुछ इस तरीके से हमारी एजेंसी से बना रखे हैं, यूजीसी है, एमसीटी है, एनसीईआरटी है, एनसीटी है ना, या मेडिकल काउंसिल है, कि पब्लिकेशन इतना जरूरी ही है। अब उसमें सबके लिए तो रिसर्च करना कैसे बहुत मुश्किल भी है, सबके लिए रिसर्च करना। एक व्यक्ति टीचर अच्छा हो सकता है, जरूरी नहीं कि वो रिसर्चर भी अच्छा हो, है ना? दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल। कोई एक रिसर्चर अच्छा है, जरूरी नहीं कि वो टीचर भी अच्छा हो। या तो फिर हम अपनी रिक्रूटमेंट प्रोसेस को बहुत ज्यादा बेहतर करें कि ऐसे ही लोगों को चांस मिले कि हु आर वेरी गुड इन रिसर्च एज वेल एज इन टीचिंग, है ना? या फिर हम उसके दो पार्ट बनाएं कि देयर शुड बी वन we can say section in the academics that is involved in research only, and the research department in the university, and then teaching departments in the university. There should be two sections in the university. So these all are journals. They are just focused on the their benefits, because most of the publisher we are talking about predatory journals they are publishing, and वो क्या है कि उनका मकसद है अर्निंग, पैसा कमाना और कुछ नहीं, ठीक है जी। और
Yes, sir.
So we move ahead for the how say Vidyalaya, Research Foundation, our collaborative partner, Mahavidyalaya, Lekhan Mahavidyalaya, Government Learning College, Bihari, and Pari City. I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Pratap Singh for delivering such informative and thought-provoking presentation. So today's session provided us with a deeper understanding of the crucial aspects of research ethics, publication ethics, research integrity, authorship, plagiarism, application, and classification. The discussion emphasized that ethical conduct is the foundation of credible and impactful research. We learned how we can go honestly, transparency, accountability, and responsibility throughout the research process, help safeguard equality and liability of the work. Inside Sherman plagiarism, data fabrication, and data falsification highlighted the serious consequences of research misconduct and reinforced the importance of adhering to ethical standards in every stage of research and publication. The session also clarified the principle of responsible authorship, the importance of giving due credit to contributors, and the need to uphold research integrity to maintain public trust in academic and scientific endeavors. Sir, your valuable guidance has not only enhanced our knowledge but has also inspired us to become more responsible and ethical researchers. The lesson learned today will undoubtedly help us conduct research that is rigorous, trustworthy, and aligned with the highest academic standards. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude. Thank you, sir. You joined us, you have given us your valuable time. In future, again, we like to hear from you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dear participants, those who are here for the paper presentation, will be connected very soon after some offline paper presentation. So I would like to request you all to be here, be present here, just after some time. I will be correct here and ask you all to just present your paper. Thank you. Over to the bottom.
Thank you so much, sir. Now it's time to start the technical session third, in which the researcher will going to present their research paper on both online and offline mode.
Yeah, so let's start.
I request Dr. Shobha Agarwal Ma'am, Head Department of Management, as a chairperson of the session, and Dr. Divya Sharma Ma'am as a chairperson Vidral Research Foundation. The offline presentation is going to start. Firstly, I invite Dr. Manju Singh Thakur Ma'am, Head Department of Yoga, Agrisane Mahavidyalaya, to present the paper. Ma'am, you will be given 5 minutes to sum up your presentation.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I'm Rajiv Negi from the Psychology Research Scholar from Maharashtra University. The restaurant delegates present here and online all the scholars. I'm doing the international conference global presentations on emerging research policy.
Hello.
My paper
Sir, please. Sir, please. The offline presentation is going to start first and then the online presentation will be carried out. Wait for some time, sir.
Offline presentation first, then I will call you for this. After some time.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सेमिनार के प्रथम दिवस और इस सत्र के चेयरपर्सन आदरणीय प्रिंसिपल सर, आज इस सेमिनार में मेरे शोध का विषय है शोध नैतिकता, सिद्धांत, चुनौतियां और समकालीन परिप्रेक्ष्य। इसके पहले मैडम ने जो लेक्चर दिया था वो शोध एथिक्स पर ही था और उसी टॉपिक पर मैंने भी लिया है कि शोध में नैतिकता का होना हम क्यों कहते हैं कि बहुत आवश्यक है। मेरे इस शोध पत्र में भी मैंने अनुसंधान के क्षेत्र में नैतिक सिद्धांतों की क्या भूमिका हो सकती है उसका विश्लेषण करने का प्रयास किया है। शोध नैतिकता किसी भी अनुसंधान की न केवल डाटा की शुद्धता को सुनिश्चित करती है अपितु अनुसंधान के प्रति विश्वास को भी बनाए रखती है। अनुसंधान से हमारा तात्पर्य होता है ज्ञान की खोज। हम रीड प्लस सर्च मतलब हम कुछ नए ज्ञान की खोज में एक रिसर्चर हमेशा लगा रहता है, किंतु यह खोज या शोध हम किसी भी कीमत पर नहीं कर सकते। शोध नैतिकता से तात्पर्य होता है उन नियमों और दिशा निर्देशों के समूह से जो शोधकर्ता को सही और गलत के मध्य का भेद सिखाते हैं। मानव के ज्ञान को विकसित करने का एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण साधन होता है शोध, और किसी भी शोध की गुणवत्ता उसके निष्कर्षों से नहीं बल्कि उसके नैतिक आधार से हम निर्धारित करते हैं। शोध नैतिकता से भी हमारा तात्पर्य शोध के क्षेत्र में उन सिद्धांतों और मानकों के समूह से है जो किसी भी अनुसंधान कार्य को सत्यनिष्ठ, निष्पक्ष, पारदर्शी बनाते हैं। वर्तमान समय में अगर हम देखें तो शिक्षा है, चिकित्सा है, विज्ञान है, समाजशास्त्र है, मनोविज्ञान है, योग है, दर्शन शास्त्र, ऐसे कई क्षेत्र हैं जिसमें तेजी से बढ़ते हुए अनुसंधानों ने नैतिकता के महत्व को आज बढ़ा दिया है। एक उच्च स्तरीय शोध तभी सार्थक माना जाता है जब वह नैतिक मूल्यों पर आधारित हो। शोध के माध्यम से हम नवीन ज्ञान की खोज करते हैं, समस्याओं का समाधान और समाज के विकास के लिए उपयोगी सिद्धांतों का निर्माण करते हैं। शोध नैतिकता की मूलभूत सिद्धांत क्या क्या है? जैसे ईमानदारी का होना, वस्तुनिष्ठता, गोपनीयता, और शोध नैतिकता की आवश्यकता क्यों है, ये एक विचारणीय प्रश्न है। इसमें हम कह सकते हैं शोध की विश्वसनीयता को बनाए रखना इसका मुख्य कार्य है। समाज, हम एक शोध के द्वारा समाज के विश्वास को भी बनाए रखते हैं। अनुसंधान के क्षेत्र में शोध नैतिकता के माध्यम से प्रतिभागियों के अधिकारों एवं उनके सुरक्षा की भी रक्षा करते हैं। वैज्ञानिक प्रगति में बढ़ोतरी होती है। साहित्य की चोरी को रोकने का प्रयास किया जाता है। शोध नैतिकता के कई प्रकार भी हैं, जैसे मानव अनुसंधान नैतिकता है, पशु अनुसंधान नैतिकता, प्रकाशन से संबंधित नैतिकता है, डेटा प्रबंधन नैतिकता है। अब शोध में कुछ ना अनैतिक आचरण भी होते हैं। वर्तमान समय में ये ज्यादातर दिखाई देता है कि जो शोधार्थी है और अनुसंधान करता है, हाँ, उनमें एक प्रकार की होड़ मची हुई है रिसर्च पेपर को पब्लिश कराने की, जिसमें साहित्यिक चोरी, डेटा की हेराफेरी, झूठे निष्कर्ष, फर्जी शोध, पक्षपातपूर्ण शोध, ये बहुत ज्यादा हो रहे हैं। क्योंकि समय की कमी है तो मैं निष्कर्ष पर आना चाहती हूँ कि शोध नैतिकता की चुनौतियों में जो तकनीकी दुरुपयोग है, जागरूकता की कमी है, वित्तीय हित है, या जहां पर भी रिसर्च सेंटर होते हैं वहां पर इन नैतिक नियमों का अध्ययन कराने का हमको प्रयास करना चाहिए। जो नए रिसर्चर होते हैं उनको पता चले कि इसमें क्या क्या नियम होते हैं और इसको सुदृढ़ बढ़ाने के लिए, मजबूत बनाने के लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं। वर्तमान परिप्रेक्ष्य में भी शोध नैतिकता, क्योंकि डिजिटल युग है तो इस डिजिटल युग में शोध नैतिकता की भूमिका और भी महत्वपूर्ण हो गई है। मनुष्य के जीवन में ज्ञान के विस्तार का एक महत्वपूर्ण माध्यम होता है। प्राचीन काल से ही हम मनुष्य को देखते हैं, वो सत्य और ज्ञान की खोज में विभिन्न प्रकार से अनुसंधान करता आया है। वर्तमान समय में भी विज्ञान और तकनीक के विकास ने शोध कार्यों को नई दिशा प्रदान की है। तो शोध नैतिकता वह प्रक्रिया होती है जो अंतर को स्पष्ट करती है। ये हमें बताती है कि किस प्रकार निष्पक्ष होकर एवं ईमानदारी से अनुसंधान कार्य को हमें संपादित करना चाहिए, ताकि हमारा शोध कार्य उत्कृष्टता की श्रेणी को प्राप्त कर सके। मैं अपनी वाणी को पुनः विराम देती हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आभार।
Thank you so much, Manju ma'am. Now I would invite Dr. Priyanka Tiwari ma'am, Assistant Professor, Vipra College, Raipur, to present the paper.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम प्रियंका तिवारी। पहले एक छोटी सी बात आपसे बोलना चाहूंगी। सोचिए कभी आपने बहुत अच्छा एक आइडिया बनाया है, बहुत अच्छा सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया है, या बहुत अच्छा कुछ इनोवेशन मैनेजमेंट में कोई प्रोडक्ट बनाया है, और वो समाज के लिए बहुत उपयोगी है और समाज के लिए बहुत फ्रूटफुल है, और रातों रात उस आइडिया को किसी ने चुरा लिया और बेच दिया मार्केट में, तो आपकी क्या कंडीशन होगी। इन्हीं सब विचारों और इन्हीं सब आपके नैतिक, हमारे इंडिया में आईपीआर चला है, और इसी आईपीआर के बारे में आज मैं बात करना चाहूंगी। मेरा टॉपिक है इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट और इनोवेशन पॉलिसीज। आज नेक्स्ट है, वो है क्या पॉइंटर, मुझे देखिए। आज के समाज में किसी देश की ताकत उसके यहाँ कोयला सोना से नहीं आंकी जाती है, बल्कि इस पद्धति से नापी जाती है कि वहां के युवाओं में कितने अच्छे विचार हैं, कितने क्रांतिकारी विचार हैं, और उन्हीं विचारों की, उन्हीं आइडियाज को कोई चुरा न ले, उनका कोई दुरुपयोग न कर ले, उसके लिए आईपीआर आता है। और यही आईपीआर क्या बाउंड्रीज का काम करता है, जो कि हमारे आविष्कारों की सुरक्षा करता है। मेरे इंट्रोडक्शन में या कि मेरे थीसिस में मैंने एक समीक्षात्मक अध्ययन लिया है, रिव्यू बेस्ड लिटरेचर लिया है। उसमें मैंने बताया है कि 21वीं सदी की अर्थव्यवस्था कैसी है, साथ ही साथ जो खोजों के लिए जो सुरक्षा है या खोजों के लिए जो चोरी हो जाती है, उसके लिए मैंने सुरक्षा का पॉइंट बताया है। नहीं लगेगा, हाँ ये है। नेक्स्ट, नीतिगत भूमिका है कि सरकार की नीतियां जो फंडिंग के लिए है, आईपीआर से जो मिल रही है, उनके इकोसिस्टम की गति क्या है, उसके बारे में बताया है। मेरे अध्ययन का मुख्य उद्देश्य है नवाचार को बढ़ावा देने में इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट की भूमिका का विश्लेषण करना, साथ ही साथ इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट की ढांचा और सरकारी नीतियों का अंतर संबंध देखना। मैंने यहाँ पे रिव्यू बेस्ड स्टडी की है, इसलिए जो अध्ययन का प्रकार है, जो आंकड़े लिए गए हैं सेकेंडरी टाइप के आंकड़े लिए गए हैं, और जो डेटा का स्रोत है वो गूगल स्कॉलर से, स्कोपस से, वर्ल्ड इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, शोध गंगा, कई तरीके के लिटरेचर से लिए गए हैं। यहाँ पे जो शोध है उनको 2016 से 2026 के बीच में मैंने उन लिटरेचर को लिया है जो इस टाइम पीरियड में आए हैं, और मैंने ऐसे ही 8 रिव्यू लिटरेचर लिए हैं जिसकी मैंने सामग्री विश्लेषण या कंटेंट एनालिसिस किया है। यहाँ पे समीक्षात्मक समीक्षा की गई है कि शर्मा और मिश्रा ने नीति और नवाचार के विषय में उनका जो उनके टॉपिक का जो उद्देश्य था नीति और नवाचार के विषय में था कि भारत की राष्ट्रीय आईपीआर नीति 2016 के लागू होने के बाद देश के पेटेंट जो फाइलिंग है उनके इकोसिस्टम में क्या प्रभाव पड़ा, क्या मूल्य रहा। तो निष्कर्षों से प्राप्त हुआ कि जो राष्ट्रीय आईपीआर नीति है 2016 से, वो आईपीओ की रैंकिंग में सुधार आया। नेक्स्ट, थॉमसन 2022, इन्होंने सार्वजनिक स्वास्थ्य के बारे में यह जांचा कि कंपनियों में दिए जाने वाले जो पेटेंट हैं उनके जो अधिकार हैं वो विकास के उद्देश्यों के लिए। 2 मिनट और निष्कर्ष निकाल दूं मैं। 8 रिसर्च यहाँ पे दिए गए हैं, उसमें रिसर्च में सकारात्मक और नकारात्मक दोनों इम्पैक्ट पड़े हैं, वो यहाँ पे दिए गए हैं कि सकारात्मक और नकारात्मक दोनों इम्पैक्ट पड़े हैं। साथ ही साथ नीतिगत सुझाव दिए गए हैं कि जो फास्ट ट्रैक अदालत है, जितने भी आईपीआर नीति बनाई जा रही है और जो पेटेंट अधिकार हमको दिए जा रहे हैं, तो फास्ट ट्रैक अदालत होने चाहिए जिससे कि जल्दी उनको उनके जो केसेस हैं जल्दी सुलझाया जा सके। स्वास्थ्य के लिए भी जो नए सुझाव दिए गए हैं कि कंपल्सरी लाइसेंस दिए जाने चाहिए कि इमीडिएटली वो लाइसेंस मिले और वो वहां पे सुविधा प्रदान की जा सके। साथ ही साथ जो एमएसएमई है, माइक्रो स्मॉल मीडियम इनोवेशन, मतलब जो ग्रामीण स्तर के जो उद्योग है, कुटीर उद्योग है, उनके लिए जो फंडिंग है वो कम की जानी चाहिए, क्योंकि उस लेवल पे अभी ये पेटेंट वो करवा सके ये उनको अभी नॉलेज नहीं है। लास्ट में बताना चाहूंगी कि जो एआई है, आजकल एआई का बहुत रोल है, और 2 मिनट में कंक्लूड कर दूंगा। एआई का जो मालिकाना हक है, ये एआई अभी खुद में मालिक है। 10 जून नेक्स्ट अभी की ही जो रिपोर्ट में आया है कि 10 जून में बताया गया है कि एआई जो है खुद मॉडल बना रहा है, खुद वो वैज्ञानिक बन जाएगा और आने वाले टाइम में हमारा कोई रोल नहीं रहेगा। तो एआई पे भी कुछ कानून बनने चाहिए कि जो वो नया आविष्कार दे रहा है या नए जितने इनोवेशन कर रहा है उसका मालिक कौन होगा। लास्ट निष्कर्ष है कि नवाचार नीतियों की सफलता व्यावसायिक लाभ और कल्याण, जन कल्याण दोनों के लिए ही बैलेंस करती है, दोनों में ही इसकी भागीदारी है। जैसे व्यावसायिक लाभ के लिए है वैसे ही वो जन कल्याण के लिए भी है। थैंक यू। बहुत जल्दी हो गया।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम। टाइम का कृपया ध्यान देंगे, आपके पास 5 मिनट्स है अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन को कंप्लीट करने के लिए। लास्ट 1 मिनट इज फॉर द कंक्लूजन एंड 4 मिनट फॉर द प्रेजेंटेशन।
नाम बोलने से शुरू हो गया था क्या?
Now I invite Ragini Pagar ma'am, Assistant Professor, Bhilai College of IT, Jammu, to present their paper. I invite Bhavna Shatri ma'am, Member Advisory Board, Vitarag Research Foundation, to present their paper.
Thank you so much, ma'am. PPT.
My topic is role of artificial intelligence in the research policy and innovation and global perspective in emerging research policies. The research policies that play the crucial role in the determining how, next slide, how scientific knowledge is generated, funded and disseminated and utilized with the rapid growth of AI technology. My research approach is the role of AI in research policy and innovation. From the global perspective, it highlights the emerging trends, opportunities, challenges, and policy implications associated with the AI-driven research ecosystem. My objectives of the paper are to examine the role of artificial intelligence next. Research development, analyze the impact of AI on the innovation and scientific advancement, and explore the global trends and AI-based research governance to identify the challenges and the ethical concern, suggest policy recommendations for the responsible AI-driven research. The methodology I have used here is the secondary data resources have been analyzed to understand the global practices and emerging research policy trend. Next. Overall, I want to conclude my paper that artificial intelligence in transforming the research policy and innovation on the global scale. By the developing of inclusive and responsible governance framework, nations and harness the benefits of AI while public trust and promoting the sustainable innovation. The future of research policy will increasingly depend on the effective integration of AI technologies with the human expertise, ethical principles, and the international cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. किसी और का ऑफलाइन प्रेजेंटेशन बाकी है? Now, I would over to Abhinav sir for the online presentation session. Abhinav sir.
Mr. Rajiv ji, you can start with this.
Yes, sir.
Let me first explain the rules of presentation. There is a 5 minute of presentation. Last 1 minute for the conclusion.
Okay.
Can start.
Yeah. And just to confirm, am I audible and the screen sharing is okay? Alright, sir. I'm just presenting the digital mapping strategies for learning this. It was really a model actually. I'm gradually a PhD psychologist from Maharaja Nagasan Himalayan University of Paris. If you go to the details, let me take this here. And just to see the abstract and the introduction. In the 21st century, we are witnessing unprecedented digital expansion like a smartphone, social network. It is not only artificial intelligence. Adolescence is a critical stage. Everyone knows that. By emotionally sensitivity, ability exploration, and fear of influences, the research linked probability, digital media usages, anxiety, depression, loneliness, sleep disturbance, and reduced self-esteem, understanding how teenagers can navigate a digital environment while maintaining the psychological well-being. This actually, when we have a concept for this framework, digital paneling framework actually, we will go to modern, there's actually digital paneling, we will go to modern, especially community, guidance, emotional support, And it will be through emotional resilience, self-regulation, confidence, coping skills. These are the actually healthy digital behavior. See, when we are researching something, we will research the Livingstone has signed in 2008 that the parental meditation not simply about the taking action. It involves helping adolescents understanding online risks. So while delivering into the digital opportunities, building confidence actually, independent skills, service. Same Livingstone in 2017, enabling mediation should not be only risk, but in this stage, digital stage and opportunities. In this opportunities of the digital stage. Avoidance is around does not build the resilience. Even this must learn, evaluate, and manage online challenges. And anatomy, suppose in 2013, Latin was said anatomy and supportive mediation styles are more effective. Covering actually respectable, consistent variance and close business and taking advantage. Actually, parents in a lab or Iqbal said in 2020, he researches on parents in laboratories like active safety mediations, monitoring technical mediation, varying degrees, parental confidence levels, and so on. Resilience and loneliness maintained problematic social media incidents. Even this emotionally supportive resistance therapy online evaluation seeking more effective. They are using, while the loneliness, they are using more digital platforms, which will lead them on depression and digital parenting strategy. How do we control the digital parents? We should leave the screen, set healthy boundaries on the screen. Actually, it's not deny the screen, leave the screen and positive communication. Maintain an open and honest, respectful conversation about online experience and challenges. It is what? I will just conclude this. Yeah. We'll just conclude this and. Actually, active mediation, healthy digital literacy, emotional support, balanced approach, these are the requirements to control digital. And we should teach the children, especially, to not resist, to use that thing. In conclusion, parents have to balance supervision with trust, open communication, healthy technology modeling, and the integrated digital literacy, cyber safety. Cyberbullying, all this will lead depression to the children. So we should limit everything and observe and supervision required for this digital studies. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one is Rakesh. Rakesh. Are you ready for the presentation?
Answer.
Yeah. Yeah. After this presentation, Undana will please be ready.
Sir, I'm okay. Sir, can you see this, sir?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon to all. I am Ajita PM, PhD Psychology Research Scholar, Maharaja Agrasen Himalayan Durbar University, First of all, I would like to say thank you all to give this opportunity to me. Today I am going to present the topic. A positive parenting approaches reducing juvenile aggression and classroom misconduct. Actually, I'm a teacher, 24 years of experience somehow, and also at present I am working in a juvenile justice board. So actually, I know the children, how the children changing well. So this positive parenting is very much essential nowadays. Then how many parents don't know how to behave to the children. Nowadays we know that juvenile aggression is increasing day by day. Maybe physical confrontation, verbal hostility, bullying, and fighting, deviance. And it will significantly affect the children's social and emotional and academic development. So how, what is the role of a parent in this one? We know that there are four types of parenting: authoritative, authoritarian, purposive, neglectful. So which type of parenting needed? That many parents don't know. So actually, the juvenile aggressions happen because of the actually family conflict and lack of supervision, digital exposure, poor school environment, negative peer groups, emotional difficulties. Recently, one accident happened in our area. One 12-year child just committed suicide because he but very much aggressive towards the parents, and mother also said something towards him. Then suddenly started this committed suicide. This is happening nowadays. So what are the things we need? Actually, we want to give to them emotional harm. Emotional means in all sense. From home also, from school also, from the environment also, they want to get it. And a consistent discipline. Consistent discipline, we want to take care of them in each and every point of time, what they are doing and what they need. Sometimes we are giving love to them, but actually they don't know recognize what type of this. Sometimes we will be adored, we are commanding only, but we don't know how we want to adore. Sometimes we are forgetting like an adore technique. We want to give love at the same time we want to give punishment also. So the consistent discipline should be needed and a positive reinforcement. Already we know that negative reinforcement and positive reinforcement also there. Positive reinforcement we are not if one child is getting 99 marks, then we are asking them where is that 1 mark. Actually, that child is getting 99, we are not able to appreciate them. So that is also one thing. So positive reinforcement we have to give. The same way that effective communication. Nowadays, everyone is also working in some area. They are also very busy. At an evening time, they are coming and they are doing the ritual work. Are also doing some mobile. They are taking and doing some activities. Then we are not able to giving attention to the children. So effective communication is not happening nowadays. So can you hear me?
Yeah, even the electric only one is 10 and 2 years. Even any 5 years to start okay? The electric one.
Then impact of a positive parenting will help reduce aggression, emotional regulation, better classroom behavior, and enhance the social skills also. Other education sector strategies also we can adopt a parenting education programs we can do at the start of the social parenting collaborations. And the school behavioral intervention strategies, accessible counseling, and other family support also we can give. Okay, sir? The slide is not moving.
You can remove your topic without slide. Is okay.
Okay, sir. So that is why the conclusion is, the main objective of this study is, first of all, we want to analyze juvenile aggressions and the misconduct among the children. And second one is to examine the positive communication is happening in our parents or know there. So better, many of them, they are not doing this one. But actually we need that positive and we want to give them emotional warmth, consistent discipline, positive reinforcement, effective communication, etc. Then everything will be okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
You get to the next participant, Vandana OMG. I think you are ready to presentation.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let me repeat the instructions of presentation. You are given 5 minutes. So please complete your presentation in 5 minutes. And after the presentation, the question ID you can be ready. Okay.
Sir, is this visible?
Yeah, right. You can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Vandana Soren, Assistant Professor of Commerce at Raulkela College, Raulkela, and also a PhD scholar at IPNA University, Raipur. Today I am presenting my research topic, that is inclusive research policies for equity and diversity. This study aims to understand how inclusive research policies can improve equity and diversity in India. It examines existing challenges, evaluates current policies, compares them with international frameworks, and suggests measures to ensure equal opportunity and representation for all researchers. Inclusive research is a research approach that ensures equity, diversity, and inclusion at every stage of research process. Inclusive research is not an afterthought, it is an integrated diversity into every stage from initial design to final publications. The major challenge in implementing inclusive research is the lack of understanding about marginalized communities. This concept helps ensure that everyone receives fair opportunities and that different perspectives are represented in decision-making and research processes. Equity, diversity, and inclusion, commonly known as the EDI, have become important priorities for educational institutions and the organizations. However, there is no single universally accepted definitions of these concepts. As a result, the way diversity is measured and promoted in one country may be very different from the another. There are 4 key ethical principles that ensure research inclusive, respectfully, and beneficiary to all the participants. This slide highlights the participation of women in research and development activities across different disciplines in India. This slide shows the gap women's participation in higher education and their representation in leadership positions within academic and research. This slide highlights the gap between understanding EDIA principles and actually implementing them in practice. These are the key findings of this study. Although gender parity in education has improved, it is not reflected equally in research status. Women still face challenges in accessing research grants and career opportunities also. And these are my recommendations. This slide presents key recommendations for promoting EDIA in research. For researchers, they should practice reflexivity through positionality statements, engage with communities before lead work, and involve community members as co-researchers with fair competition or compensation, etc. For research institutions, they should provide mandatory DIA training, regularly audit grants, etc. For funding body, they should make equity requirements, support research on intersectional equity. For
For policymakers and the governing bodies, they should create standardized framework to monitor equity. Together, this action can create a more equitable and diverse research environment. In conclusion, inclusive research is essential for both fairness and scientific excellence. The study shows that underrepresentation and limited diversity in research are the result of long-standing structural benefits. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next is distribution analysis. Can we start with it?
Okay.
After this, after the presentation, Shreyas, you may be ready.
So the previous slide has to be removed.
You can go with, yes, without a slide. You can take a slide or you can even download, you can go without a slide.
Very good afternoon to all. This is Devolution in the inside industry. Sir, is it visible? The screen is visible. Right? Yes. Okay. So, my topic is actually about science pedagogy in the schools. Looking for the future directions. What are the emerging trends and the educational implications as far as the curriculum, teachers, and the students? So science education is actually something, it has to be benefited from the emerging AI tools. Because science is something, physical science or bioscience, has to be observed, science has to be experimental, science has to be inquired. And these things, there are concepts which has to be understood, that cannot be not memorized. And for that, science education, AI tools can be useful. There are visual laboratories, simulations, complex scientific concepts can be understood throughout the simulation process. And the adaptive learning platform, where the pace of the students' learning can be monitored as per the need. The system can help the students to understand the science. And the intelligent tutoring systems, the students have to be given the personalized learning systems and it will be the science learning system. Here in this slide, you can see learners' engagement in science classes is a very, as for the contemporary literature review, it's a challenge everywhere. Learners' engagement equally with conceptual understanding. Students will benefit by the 21st century learning skills, problem-solving skill, and the student will be ready for the future in a sustainable. And what are the challenges? Teachers, students, everywhere, we are all curriculums also. The challenge is the unequal access to the technology, digital divide. And that is a concern according to the UNESCO report also. As for us, out of 3 students, 1 student is missing. And this AI can be integrated in the science teaching. And data privacy concern, algorithm bias, over dependence on technologies. Maximum dependence on technology, that will not happen because there are things which has to be handled. There are things which have to be taught in our own. We cannot over dependence on the technology. And a few minutes before, we have been listening so nicely about ethical issues and also about the integrity of the academic part. We have another problem is AI literacy and the preparedness of the student, the teachers, whether they are well prepared or not. That is another challenge. It is everywhere. It is another implication part in the curriculum. Only one slide will remain. In the curriculum, we have to integrate AI in the teaching learning process. For the teacher has to be professionally, ethically aware, digitally competent. For the learners, they have to be collaborative one, ethically thinking, and solving problem skills. In the summary, the final way, this is science pedagogy. We are talking about how science can be taught in the classroom and how students can be engaged. This is the personalized learning, learners' engagement, conceptual understanding. As for NEP 2020, in the sixth bullet point, in the principle of the principle of the national curriculum framework for education. And in the conclusion, you can see AI can help science teaching in the classroom. It makes learning more engaging, inclusive, adaptive. The learning can be engaged, it can be inclusive for everybody, and it can be adaptive. Teacher preparedness is sensitivity. We have to balancely use whether we are using the ethical use of AI, whether it can be helpful for the learners for the future, sustainable future. That is the challenge for everyone. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Next one is Yas and Dr. Are they available? Yas, are you there? So, if is not there, next participant is Rajivan. Rajivan is not there. Verena, Nisha.
Yes, sir. Should I?
Okay, you can start.
Oh, thanks, sir. Am I audible? This is visible, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Sonia Nisa and I am a research scholar at the University of Delhi. And our topic is digital transformation is reshaping research and higher education movement. Let's see what is the seeing higher education is moving from the institution central system to connected digital ecosystems. Earlier, for example, traditional teaching, paper-based research, separate system. We have seen the emerging model like digital learning, open science, data-driven universities. Let's see the policy shift like research policy shifting towards openness, data governance, AI ethics, and the collaboration. For example, open access, public funded research should be easier to access, and the data governance, data sets need secure Muslim curations and responsible sharing. Emerging research policies suits that guide digital research and higher education, responsible for AI, protect privacy, transparency, and academic global collaboration. Digital network makes an international research faster. Let's see what is the new literature of the digital transformation. We are seeing the NEP, SWAM, Vision 2040 discussion, stress governance, employability, equality, and digital inclusion. We have seen also the foreign studies about the digital transformation, data application, create concern, AI researchers, and global barriers. These are all in the literature. Momentum with the policy implication remain heavy. What is the study focus examine how global policy? Let's see the objective examine global perspective research policy related to digital transformation focuses on how digital technologies reshape teaching, learning, and research practices. Hypothesis like significance like emerging research policy related to digital transformation, reshaping teaching, learning, research policies. What are the ecosystem, for example, teaching, learning, research practices, digital database, AI tools, open science, digital universities, ecosystems, governance, collaborations. Let's see the global divide in global progress, everyone, because of the digital readiness differ across countries, like developed countries, better digital literacy.
You can conclude your presentation. I think we are running out of time.
Sure.
Related to the conclusion slide, please.
Yeah, sure, sir. Let's see what are the findings. We have found the systems and changing policies are evolving, benefits are visible, inequalities remains, conditions for real governance capacities. Last but not the least, conclusion and the references. Digital transformation must have a human-centered, inclusive, ethical, and global cooperative ethics and responsible policies and global cooperation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next one is Sudeep Amle. Are you over here? Sudeep Amle.
Hello.
Are you ready for the presentation?
So Sudeep Pandey, right?
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I don't have any slide. Is it okay, sir?
Okay, you can just present the text within 2 minutes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today I am presenting my paper titled Innovative Policies and Brand Protection in LIC of India, a study of institutional transformation in India's insurance sector. Insurance plays a very important role in the economy by providing the financial security and encouraging the long-term savings. In India, Life Insurance Corporation of India, commonly known as LIC, has been one of the most trusted financial institutions for the victims. However, with the increasing competition, digitalization, and changing consumer expectation, LIC had to transform itself while maintaining the strong brand image. LIC was established in 1st September 1956 after the nationalization of life insurance sector. Its primary objective were to spread the life insurance among the public, protection of policyholder, and mobilize the saving for the nation for national development. The study is based on secondary data collected from LIC's annual reports, IRDAI reports, government publications, research journals, and academic literatures. Now coming to the key findings related to the innovative policies. Life Insurance Corporation of India has adopted the several digital innovations to improve the consumer convenience, operational efficiency. These include online premium payment system, digital policy servicing, mobile application, automated communication through SMS and email, the faster claim settlement procedures. These innovations have reduced the dependency on physical branch visits and enhanced the consumer satisfaction. LIC has also modernized its internal operations through digital databases and workflow management system. Although LIC is a service organization and does not focus on patent-like manufacturing firms, its brand identity is an extremely valuable asset. The study also compares LIC with private insurance companies. While the private insurer often focus on aggressive digital innovation and flexible products, LIC's major strength includes public trust, large consumer base, and rural reach. To conclude, LIC presents a successful example of institutional transformation in India. The organization has modernized its services through innovation by preserving the trust and credibility that have dignified its identity for decades. The study concludes that innovation policies and brand protection.
Okay, I think we have completed the topic where in our time. So I will
Thank you.
and for the next participant, that is Mutlaji, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So I am a psychology scholar of the Himalaya Agrasan University. Now I would like to share my This my topic paper, sir. Are you able to see this?
Yeah, and no, we are not able to do it. I would just request you, if you have to take time, it will be better. Because we are
Okay, sir. Now, it is sir. Okay, sir. It is the juvenile behavioral development under contemporary social media influence. We know that the digital age has transformed the adult life completely. We know the influence of YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. They make a significant change in the attitude as well as the behavior of the children. There's a lot of systematic research done on the topic, and here in this, there are three theories that I am focusing upon. That is the social learning theory of Bandura, cognitive development theory of Piaget, and digital media influence models. And research says that peer amplification, one of the main problem is that what the peers do, they will try to do it. Then there is the mental health illiteracy there, and the susceptibility as well. And the behavioral risks of media use, mainly there is the problematic use, as well as the sleep deprivation, as well as sleep disruption. There are uncertain opportunities of social media offers, that is learning and education, social connectivity is offering identity and self-expression, as well as information all over the world. There are positive effects like learning opportunities, social networking, creativity and expression, information access, etc. But there are plenty of negative access like addiction and dependency, cyberbullying, reduced attention span, and mental stress and anxiety. There are emotional, social, and academic dimensions as well. That is, for the emotional well-being, they highly depend upon the social media, and sometimes the academic performance may go down. And the peer relationship, there also there's a great change in that. That they would like to have social media for their identity formation. And in this age, the parents, what we can do is, the parents, the teachers, as well as the educators, they can do their activity, their role in this very important condition. The evidence collectively says that there is increased digital dependency and mixed social intervention, as well as dual mental health influence. So promoting healthy digital engagement. We know that during the COVID time, how all the children, that means starting from very young age, we were forced to help them to have the digital use. And now it has become a habit. And who can do the necessary training of this? Definitely, they are the parents, teachers, policymakers, and the social welfare people can do it. We all agree that social media is a powerful but a context-dependent developmental force. That means there should be proper and judiciary use of the social media for the proper development of the juveniles. Juveniles, actually, they are the person. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have to take the presentation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Please drop Saudi and there. Please drop Saudi. Can you hear me? And what please drop Saudi. You're not here. Okay, so Hiswa.
Yes, sir.
You can start. Please take your time. You have 2 minutes to present.
Okay, sir.
Just give you that space.
Okay, sir. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay. Hello, everybody. The name of my paper is English as a Global Research Language: Barrier or Bridge to Inclusive Knowledge. So the growing prominence of English in global academia has significantly transformed the ways in which knowledge is produced, created, and evaluated across higher education and research institutions. English has emerged as the principal language of international journals, conferences, academic databases, collaborative research work, enabling scholars from different linguistic and cultural backgrounds to communicate within a common academic framework. While this linguistic standardization has expanded opportunities for global collaboration and increased the international visibility of research, it has also generated important concerns regarding equity, representation, and inclusivity within contemporary research ecosystems. So this paper examines the dual role of English as both a bridge to global academic participation and a barrier that reinforces structural inequalities in knowledge production. It argues that the dominance of English in scholarly communication often disadvantages non-native English speakers, researchers, particularly those from developing countries who frequently encounter barriers related to language proficiency, publication access, editorial expectations, financial constraints, and research dissemination. So this paper further explores how the preference for English language scholars contribute to the marginalization of regional languages, local knowledge, traditions, and indigenous perspective that may not align with the globally standardized academic practices. So drawing on existing literature and policy discussion, the study analyzes the relationship between language, power, and research visibility in the context of globalization. It also emphasizes the need for inclusive research policies that support multilingualism, translation initiatives, and broader accessibility in academic publishing. The paper concludes that although English language is very essential for international academic communication, equitable and sustainable research ecosystem can only be achieved through greater linguistic diversity, institutional inclusivity, and recognition of locally grounded knowledge system within global academy. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
हाँ जी सर, जी सर नमस्ते सर। इस सर मेरा पेपर का टॉपिक है लघु वनोपज के डिजिटलीकरण एवं ई मार्केटिंग में वैश्विक शोध नीतियों की भूमिका। वन ग्रामीण अर्थव्यवस्था एवं पर्यावरण संतुलन का प्रमुख आधार रहे हैं। लकड़ी को छोड़कर वनों से प्राप्त अन्य सभी उत्पाद लघु वनोपज की श्रेणी में आते हैं। इन्हें गैर राष्ट्र उत्पाद भी कहते हैं, जिससे मुख्य रूप से तेंदुपत्ता, महुआ, इमली, शहद, गोंद, औषधि, जड़ी बूटी, लाख, साग, ग्रीस, बांस, चिरौंजी आदि उत्पाद शामिल हैं। ये उत्पाद मुख्यतः वनवासियों एवं ग्रामीणों के आय का प्रमुख साधन है। विश्व स्तर पर अरबों लोग प्रत्यक्ष एवं अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से लघु वनोपज पर निर्भर है। ग्रामीण एवं शहरी क्षेत्रों को मिलाकर कुल 58 अरब लोग गैर नकली उत्पाद का उपयोग करते हैं। लगभग 50,000 जंगली प्रजातियों का उपयोग वैश्विक आबादी के आधे हिस्से और दुनिया के 70% गरीबों का भोजन, दवा, ऊर्जा, आय और अन्य प्रभाव के लिए किया जाता है, जिनमें से लगभग 20% मनुष्यों के लिए भोजन के रूप में उपयोग की जाती है। यह अनुमान है कि भारत में लगभग 27 करोड़ लोग जीवन निर्वाह के लिए वनों पर निर्भर है। भारत में लगभग 3000 पौधों की प्रजातियां पाई जाती हैं, जिसे आमतौर पर वनोपज के रूप में माना जाता है। वनवासी इन उत्पाद को पारंपरिक रूप से स्थानीय हाट बाजार में किसानों को बेचते हैं, जिसके कारण उनको उत्पाद का उचित मूल्य नहीं मिल पाता। इसलिए केंद्र सरकार ने उन्हें उचित मूल्य प्रदान करने के लिए 2013-14 से लघु वनोपज का न्यूनतम समर्थन मूल्य नीति लागू किया। वर्तमान में वैश्विक शोध में डिजिटलीकरण एवं ई मार्केटिंग व्यवस्था के द्वारा लघु वनोपज व्यापार को अधिक पारदर्शी एवं वैश्विक रूप प्रदान किया है। विश्व की लगभग 1/3 भूमि पर वन है तथा करोड़ों लोग जीवन निर्वाह के लिए मुख्य रूप से वनों से प्राप्त होने वाले पौधे, पशु उत्पाद पर निर्भर है। वनोपज का डिजिटलीकरण और ई मार्केटिंग आधुनिक समय में आदिवासी एवं ग्रामीण अर्थव्यवस्था के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है। डिजिटल तकनीक एवं ई मार्केटिंग प्रणाली ने वन उत्पादों की विपणन व्यवस्था को अधिक पारदर्शी एवं व्यवस्थित बनाया है, जिसके कारण संग्राहकों को उत्पाद का उचित मूल्य एवं व्यापक बाजार का अवसर प्राप्त हुआ है। शोध नीति एवं अंतरराष्ट्रीय संस्थाओं ने सतत वन प्रबंधन, डिजिटल नवाचार एवं ई मार्केटिंग को बढ़ावा दिया है। हालांकि वनोपज के क्षेत्र में डिजिटल साक्षरता, इंटरनेट सुविधा, बाजार संरचना जैसे प्रमुख चुनौतियां विद्यमान है, फिर भी उचित नीतियों, तकनीकी प्रशिक्षण एवं वैश्विक सहयोग से इस क्षेत्र को अधिक सशक्त एवं टिकाऊ बनाया जा सकता है। जी, थैंक यू सर।
Next, we can note the time of the SCS80 set. Please let me know. Will be the medium of cylinder S80 set. I think we have done the all presentation here. If anyone left, please raise your hand or record me. Now, I had taken your name before earlier. Okay, you can present your paper. So now we have 2 minutes to present your aspect only. Are you ready? Yeah, sir. Am I audible? Yeah, sir. We can hear me. I think there is a technical problem from your end. So I would just like to do this session and request Varanasi Madam to please continue.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, to present the day 1 summary of the international conference, I invite Bhavna Chatri Ma'am, Member Advisory Board with Gujarat Research Foundation.
Hello, sir. I'm Dhanasri Jadhav. Dhanasri Jadhav.
Your name is showing Sriyas Jadhav.
No. Sriyas Jadhav is, I don't know which name, but I'm Dhanasri Jadhav.
Okay. So, can you take your religious data? I would like to ask you. For example, we have the data directly ask the topic. Then we will.
We have to wait. But Sriyas Jadhav is different person. I'm showing this. Maybe also very early because he is the different person. It's not a my idea.
We are calling the name from here only.
My name is Dhanasri Jadhav.
I understood. Let me ask.
Start your presentation.
Just listen, I will request to get forward.
Abhinav, sir,
Okay, you can start the presentation.
start the presentation.
I can start.
Yeah, you can start. We have 2 minutes. Please see what Okay, start.
Wow, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, all. Myself, Dhanasri Jadhav. I'm talking about parental communication pattern affecting teenage mental health and academic development. Introduction. Why parental communication matters. These 4 nominations affected mental health development, self-esteem and emotional health. Second one is academic development, achievement, motivation and engagement. And third one is social adjustment, relationship, behavior and adoption. Conceptual framework of the study. Parental communication patterns, mental development, self-esteem, emotional health, and second one is academic development, achievement, motivation and engagement, and social adjustment, relationship, behavior and adoption. It will work on our child's development. Then 5 types of parental communication patterns. Parental communication patterns, first one is open communication. It will supportive and supportive for your child. Second one is authoritative communication. It will balance guide your child. And third one is authoritative communication. It's a strict control, and fourth one is permissive communication. It's a highly freedom we are giving to our child. And third one is negative means जैसे कि हम बच्चों को निगलेक्ट करते हैं. And impact of teenage mental health. अगर पेरेंट का पॉजिटिव रिस्पॉन्स है, पेरेंट का कम्युनिकेशन पॉजिटिव है, तो सेल्फ स्टीम कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता है बच्चों का, इमोशनल स्टेबिलिटी बढ़ती है. थर्ड वन इज स्ट्रेस मैनेज होता है उनका, उनको स्ट्रेस कम आता है, एंड एंजाइटी डिप्रेशन की तरफ बच्चे बढ़ते नहीं है. And impact of academic development. Parental communication always impacting. They are communicate motivation. Motivation बच्चों को उनकी ग्रोथ करने के लिए हेल्पफुल होता है. लर्निंग बिहेवियर चेंज होता है. स्कूल एंगेजमेंट होता है बच्चों का. एजुकेशनल गोल्स हम अगर बच्चों को देते हैं, बच्चों से डिस्कस करते हैं, तो बच्चों के एजुकेशन गोल्स में हम सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं. उससे इफेक्ट भी होता है कि एकेडमिक अचीवमेंट बेटर परफॉर्मेंस हो जाती है, हायर ग्रेड्स हो रहा है, और ओवरऑल एकेडमिक बच्चों को सक्सेस मिलता है.
मैं आपको कंक्लूजन अभी बता सकती हूँ. ये टाइम हमारा शॉर्ट टाइम है.
क्या करूँ?
कंक्लूजन बता.
कंक्लूजन इज दैट पेरेंट्स का जो बच्चों के साथ बिहेवियर है, एक तो उनका बिहेवियर पॉजिटिव है तो बच्चे पॉजिटिवली उनका ग्रोथ कर सकते हैं. सेकेंडली एडल्ट जब भी वो किशोर अवस्था में होते हैं तो पेरेंट्स से कनेक्ट होते हैं. अगर पेरेंट्स का नेगेटिव इफेक्ट है बच्चों पे, नेगेटिव कम्युनिकेशन है, तो बच्चे वहां से दूर हो जाते हैं और वो बाकी सब चीजों में करते हैं जो उन्हें नहीं करना चाहिए. जो हम अभी देख पा रहे हैं कि बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट होते हैं बच्चों के साइड में. एक तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डिप्रेशन में जाते हैं, सेकेंड ऑफ ऑल एक तो गुनहगारी बढ़ जाती है. तो बेस्ट है कि पेरेंट्स ने उनके साथ पॉजिटिवली और कम्युनिकेशन करना चाहिए और सपोर्ट करना चाहिए पेरेंट्स को. दैट इज द कंक्लूजन. थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
So we have completed the organization over to Bharat.
Thank you, sir. To present the day one summary of the international conference, I invite Bhavna Kshatri ma'am, Member Advisory Board with the Raj Research Foundation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I am Mrs. Bhavna Kshatri, Advisory Member of Vitrag Research Foundation, here to summarize the Day 1 conference entitled The Global Perspective of Emerging Policies. I concluded that successfully with the enriching discussions and insightful session by distinguished academicians and researchers. Dr. Y.K. Rajput, a principal of Agrasen College, highlighted the changing dimensions and research policies. Dr. Dolly Pandey, convener of the conference, emphasized the importance of cooperation, coordination, and focus the Vasudha Kutumbakam philosophy. The conference patron, Dr. Divya Sharma ma'am, shared the achievements of conference, where 150 registration has to be done, 90 presentations, and 60 published papers over the conference proceeding. The chief patron, Dr. B.K. Agrawal, focused on the meaningful education and highlighting the values of life in educational field. Today's chief guest, Dr. Arna Palta ma'am, former VC of Hemchand Yadav University, focused on the holistic development and interdisciplinary approach of research field. The first technical session was delivered by the Dr. Archie Dubey ma'am, our resource persons first day of conference, the faculty of the management ICFI University delivered the informative session about the research ethics and integrity. The second technical session conducted by our resource person, Dr. Budha Singh, Associated Professor, Department of Education, GGU, shared the valuable information regarding the ethical publishing and practices. The third and fourth technical session were devoted to the online and offline paper presentations. Our chief patron, Dr. Divya Sharma ma'am, and Dr. Shobha Agrawal are playing the repertoires of the presentations over the conference. The overall conference provide the excellent platform for the academic exchange, collaborative learning, and research-oriented discussion, making a successful completion of day one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bhavna ma'am. As we reach the end of today's enriching 2 days international conference, I once again thank you all. We officially declare the closure of today's session. Thank you.